Hello everyone and welcome to another custom figure showcase and another edition of You Will Obey Me, my ongoing occasional series of each incarnation of the Master. And of course today we are looking at the War Master, or at least the second War Master, because at this point you may or may not have seen my child War Master custom, but if that hasn't already come out, it will be coming soon. But this is, of course, Derek Jacobi's War Master, and I've decided, rather than we have an official figure of him in his Yana persona, I decided that I was going to go with something from the Big Finish, the spectacular Big Finish War Master series. But there is a bit of an elephant in the room with this custom, so let's address it straight away. His outfit. Now, the problem with the War Master's outfit before he appeared as Yana, is that it is not particularly well described, or at least well documented. The only sort of references we have to it are images on the cover, and he has appeared in various guises. He's had a version, he appeared on the Series 5 Unit series with a sort of red velvet coat or cloak. You'll be very pleased to know that's coming in future as a custom. And he has also appeared on the covers of, or on the cover of the Gallifrey Time War Volume 1 story, The Devil You Know, and I don't mind showing this because I haven't finished it yet, but I am currently working on that one, which will be coming in future. But the problem was that at the time I had to take a sort of guess and look from pictures that we'd seen what sort of outfit he had, and also what was written on the TARDIS wiki as his outfit. And after looking at the covers, one that jumped out to me the most was the cover of the Heavenly Paradigm, which was the last story in the first volume of the Big Finish War Master series. And to me, there was something about the look of that. He appeared to be wearing a tweed jacket with the usual polka dot white shirt, or dotted shirt, with the black cravat tie, and then a greyish waistcoat. And so just from that little snippet I decided to sort of extrapolate what I could from that, and I figured that rather than giving him a long coat, I thought it would make more sense for him to have a sort of tweed jacket. And so I thought, well, if he's got a tweed jacket, why not make it a tweed suit? So that's what I've done. So I appreciate that this may not be an accurate costume to what he does actually wear, but I have to say, personally, I really hope, or at least this is certainly my headcanon of what he would wear, because there is something about the sort of tweed jacket look and the tweed suit look, rather, this particular sort of brownish suit, with his sort of elderly or older visage. He looks like a sort of professor. It's very sort of, it's almost Henry Jones, Sean Connery from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, in a sense, and I think it works very well for that reason, because it just sort of seems to, pun not intended, suit the character. And I get the feeling that it is sort of something that the War Master perhaps would have worn during his time. Very, very contemporary, but still not bright and colourful, because if you look at a lot of the Master's range of clothes over the years, although he's had some sort of quite flamboyant moments, such as the TV movie Master, and even looking at things like Anthony Ainley's sort of frilled shoulder padded outfit, it's a little bit of flamboyance to it, but generally all of his outfits are very dark in colour. They're black, they're dark red. Even Missy's outfits are sort of a very dark sort of purplish, although they were lighter, but they're still darker colours in the spectrum. So I thought, well, what would be better than having it just plain black and grey would be to introduce a bit of colour, but rather than having a big bright colour, have it a colour but a dark colour. So that's where the sort of tweed brown idea came in. Obviously the face as well, as you can see, I have sculpted on the beard, and I've actually given the head an overall repaint as well, because obviously the standard Yana head has this sort of very waxy sort of mould to its plastic. So by sort of giving it an overall repaint, it just makes it look a bit more tonal, and how it sort of feels like it should look, rather than it sort of fits in with the other figures. But yes, I'm very pleased with this. It's I have to say, I think out of all the Master customs I've done, or that I will be doing as part of this series, I'm inclined to say that I think this one is probably one of my favourites. Simply because we know, obviously, with Big Finish's War Master series, they've greatly expanded upon the War Master himself, but we still know so little about him as a character. So it's nice to have that expansion on it, but I sort of look at it and I think that this is definitely a figure of a character that we have really sort of yet to see in many different guises. You know, so I'm really pleased with the look of it, and it just, I think maybe it's because of whenever I see Derek Jacobi and his persona and the way he portrays it, he does play a villain very well, and there is just something about this particular look. It just says Master. This sort of outfit and the way it looks and his sort of persona, he really just does seem like the Master, and it really does. If I saw him in Doctor Who and I knew who the Master was, but I didn't know who it was. I didn't know who he was. I would have an inclination that he's the Master. I think it works very well. And so, as I said, this might not be a canonishly accurate costume, but personally, I like to think it is, because I really think it works for the character. But that brings to a close another custom figure showcase and another edition of You Will Obey Me. As always, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, share, it really helps me out a lot. Be sure to click the description below for a link to my Patreon. I'm doing my very first figure animation, and you can get involved. There's exclusive content and rewards for those who do so, and funding my Patreon in any way gets your name at the end of my videos. I salute you all, and I will see you with another video very soon.